What up, people? Welcome to another edition of In Real Life. And we are going to talk about something today that is near and dear to my heart. But before we do, let me remind you that we operate in the realm of five. And you know what they are? I'm just asking you to do your part and help us grow. And with that being said, excuse me, on with the podcast. And today's episode deals once again with that topic of topics that people love to expand upon and shout about. And they honestly have no flipping idea what they're talking about. And that option is interracial dating, AKA jungle fever. Shout out to my old heads. You guys know who that is. If not, Google it. It'll be interesting. Interracial dating has had and always will have some sort of negative connectivity to it. Because, let's face it, it's polarizing. You like it or you don't like it. You rock with it or you leave it alone. And it is what it is. It's a phenomenon. It has always been there. It's gotten stronger even as society tends to clamp down more on it these days. And I'm going to play something for you guys, and then we're going to discuss it. I may stop it from time to time to interject and put my 2 cents on it and that whatever. But here we go. We're going to be looking at Anton Daniels. Shout out to Anton Daniels and the Millionaire Morning Show. And he's going to be reacting himself to Dr. Umar, and he's talking about LeBron James dating preferences. So here we go.
Quit. I don't believe that.
Shout out to Aaron with the super chat. I'll be reading that shortly.
Don't say that. Please don't say that. I hope Jimmy buckets. What about Bam Adebayo? Bam Adebayo, is he bunny hopping?
Oh, Jesus. What the hell is happening right there? Y'all, we don't know who these people is talking to. And what if he loved them? What if that's his agent? What if that's a person that he grew up with? I don't understand what the problem is.
Neither do I. I don't understand what the problem is. You like who you like. Simple. I was once told by a friend of mine when we were talking about interracial dating and stuff like that, and she said, I can't help who I like. And you can't. Because who you like is, again, hardwired into your persona. So you like who you like, irrespective of what society or anybody else may think. Let's get back.
I am genuine, and maybe y'all can explain it to me. I know some of y'all have grown up in racist households where your black father and your black mother said, don't ever bring a white girl in here. I know that there's a lot of people that grew up in environments where it was absolutely against code for you ever to talk to anybody other than a black girl. Even if that black woman is possibly going to humiliate you, take half of your stuff, make sure you go ahead and get that most ghetto black girl that you can possibly find. Why do people have such a problem with somebody else who actually want to rock with you versus the people that don't really care nothing about you?
That's a very good question. That is an extremely good question. And I have a bevy of answers, but it all boils down to this. They're hating. They're hating. They're hating on the fact that you are happy and they are not. That's it. Now, are there other reasonings? Sure. And they're probably a lot more complex, and you could probably take 2 or 3 podcasts to break them all down. But it comes down to the fact that they are jealous. So they're going to hate. Haters going to hate. Nag is going to nag. And who gives a crap what anybody else thinks? That's a question that you really need to start asking yourself. You need to start asking yourself, do I really care about somebody who may or may not have, or in this case, has a negative opinion upon myself based upon who I like? And if so, is it worth it? And I'm here to tell you, no, it's not. At all. I've got stories out the wazoo about growing up and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm gonna give you a couple. You may have heard of them. If not, if you have, then excuse me. But I'm gonna give you a couple. And this goes back to 1982. In 1982, my mother had just died. Actually, this is 83. Because my mother died in 82, and my father was about to move us to New Jersey. And one day, myself and my friends Charlie and Leo, and also another friend of ours, Keith, we were in his backyard looking over his car because he had a 1972 Cutlass, and it was nice. It was a nice car. And we were talking as young men usually will talk. And the topic of me moving and going away came up. And Keith asked me, so you going to go? I said, yeah, parents are going. I've got no prospects here. I might as well go with them. He's like, okay. Are you going to date a white girl? I stopped. Chocolate business. No. He said, you should. And I said, why? And he said, because you never know what life is going to give you. You might like it. Now, up to that point, that was the furthest thing from my mind, because up to that point, I had dated exclusively black girls. The 3 or 4 that I actually had, anyway. But I was definitely chasing after black girls. I was chasing chocolate skirt. And I thought about that. I really, really thought about it. And then we moved. It started out with black girls, although the light-skinned variety. And that was who I liked. And the first girlfriend that I actually had was a white girl. Now, neither one of us at any particular time thought anything of it. Until one day, I was visiting her in her town. She lived in a town called Ramsey, up in Bergen County in New Jersey. And I was waiting in the car. She'd gone for something. And these 2 white guys approached me, and they started making fun, heckling, and stuff like that. And it shook me. Because up to that point, I had never experienced racism. Ever. It's something I was aware of. I knew it could happen. But up to that point, it happened to somebody else. And, oh well, then it happened to me. Now, that could have stopped any and all interactions between myself and white girls. Did it? No. Not at all. And looking back on it, I can say that it didn't affect me in the slightest because of something that happened to me much later. And it brought it into sharp focus. And that, if you don't know, if you do, apologize for rehashing, but it's relevant and you'll see why in a minute. I was with my girlfriend at the time. She's now my wife. And we were in Manhattan. We were walking down the street, enjoying each other's company. And we passed these two black girls. And after we went by them, my wife turned to me, the girlfriend at the time, she turned to me and she said, "It seems I have a problem." "Oh, really? What?" "I'm taking you from the black girls. These two black girls just walked by me and they said, 'Oh, there's another one stealing one of ours.'" And it made me think. On the one hand, it's like, who the fuck are you to tell me something about my life when you don't want any parts of it? Are you trying to talk to me? No. Then why do you care? Why do you care? What does me dating a white girl have to do with the cost of tea in China? Last I checked, less than zero. So with that in mind, keep it moving. Keep your thoughts to yourself. Can anybody stop you from thinking what you want to think? Everybody's opinion, like people are like assholes and opinions like assholes. Everybody's got one. So you can think what you want. As long as I don't hear it, I don't care. And because I didn't hear it, and she told me after they went away, I wasn't going to do anything about it. Part of me goes, I wish they would. I wish they'd come back here and start it again. So then I could tell them what I think about their opinions and where they can stick them. But I also thought that the reason why I was dealing with those people who are lighter than white is that they cared. They actually cared about me. What I wanted. What my hopes and dreams and aspirations were. How I felt. They wanted me. As opposed to those hood rats, for lack of a better term for them. Because I'm quite sure they were into the financial. He ain't got no car, that's why they walking. He ain't got no swag, that's why they ain't dripping in gold. To which I would say, and if you're not on my arm, and you're obviously not, why should you care what I have? You ain't getting it. So why should I care what you think? Why should I care how you feel? You don't care about me, because if you did, you keep your damn mouth shut. As I said before, can't nobody stop you from thinking what you want to think. There are some instances where I'm quite sure if we could, we would, and we probably should, but we can't, so we don't. And, you know, people who interject their opinions upon other people obviously have no fucking idea what they're talking about. Obviously. Because they have nothing to do with it. They have no dog in the fight. No skin in the game. So they can say what they want. And it is what it is. At least what they think it is. Because more than likely, it's not. Let's get back to the video.
Why should I have to beg to be with somebody that ain't really checking for me? Because we've all seen on this show specifically how black women on a regular basis say that I want the thing that I can't even have. I want the thing that is not even best for me. I want the dude that's a thug in a suit. We see women say that I'm not checking for the nerd. I'm not checking for this dude. I'm not checking for that dude. We see that happen. Okay, so if guys go where they celebrate it and not necessarily where they tolerate it, I'm trying to understand. Because, listen, if that be the case, if it's so plentiful out here, and I'm just being honest, if it's so plentiful out here as far as the options and the opportunities for guys to then be able to roll with the women that's best for them. Thank you, Slim Tebow. I'm definitely going to be reading that super chat shortly. Then how come Umar Johnson is not married?
Facts. Facts. Why aren't you married, Dr. Johnson? Why? Don't worry. I'll wait. Because you hear talking about people and their dating preferences, which is bad enough, because everybody should get with anybody that they want to. Should. And it's bad enough that you're talking about it. But then you're going to stand on your square and berate somebody because of that truth, because of how they feel. Who knows? Maybe, just maybe, Bronny is with this woman because he wants to be. Sometimes a rose is just a rose. Sometimes there are no ulterior motives. Sometimes there are no hidden layers that we must peel back in order to ascertain the truth. Sometimes the truth stares at you right in the face from Jump Street and presents itself to you. Deal with it. You can peel back as many layers as you want. It comes back to the point where he likes who he wants to like. That's it. Let's get back.
Allegedly, he has children with black women out of wedlock that he's not with. Now, if y'all telling me that that's good for the community and that's good for the black people, broken households, baby mamas are good for the community, then please, by all means, help me to understand it and hold me accountable. But if
Excuse me. Um. Okay. Okay. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Somebody, anybody, tell me how we're supposed to look at this. Because it makes no sense. Okay. You may like dating black women. And on its face, I find nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, if you want to date a black person, go ahead. You do you. And I hope it works out well for you. I really do. Hope you get everything that you want out of it and that it exceeds your wildest expectations and you are happily and blissfully married and you stay married for the rest of your natural life. I really hope so. Didn't work out that way for me. Doesn't mean that does not mean I don't want it to work out that way for you. But telling people, or in this case, making fun of people who have a difference of opinion when it comes to something as trivial as dating. Houston, we have a problem. And we've got a big problem. Because can't nobody tell me who I can and can't talk to. I know which a sucker would. I'm going to talk to who I want to talk to, when I want to talk to them, for how long I want to talk to them, for whatever reason I want to talk to them, because I want to talk to them. That's it. I'm sorry if it offends your sensibilities, but at the end, who gives a fuck what they are? Each life, each individual life on this planet is unique. Yes, there are certain societal norms that we all fit into in one way or another. But day to day, a lot of them differ in certain ways. And for good, bad, or indifferent, they are. And they do. And someone like Dr. Johnson berating Bronny, and by proxy, LeBron himself, on who they're talking to, based on nothing other than, it's not like, okay, if she's a bad person, yeah, I get that. I can understand that. She's a bad person, oh yeah. But then you're going to tell them, I don't like her because she's a bad person, because she does X, Y, and Z. You're going to tell a person that. And they're going to understand it like, okay, well, all right, fair point. But no, you don't go there. You do something superficial or something ultimately out of that person's control. I could have been born white. I could have been born Greek. I could have been born Asian. I could have been born European. I could have been born South American. It was through sheer luck that I was born black. I have no control over that. But listen to Dr. Johnson. I should. Because if I wanted that white girl, then by his logic, I should be white. Newsflash for you, motherfucker. No. It doesn't work that way. Thank God it doesn't work that way. It never has, and it never will. Because as I stated from the top of the show, I like who I like. I can't control it. Preferences change. When I was younger, yeah, I was exclusively black. But then again, there was no other races around me. Except the Puerto Rican here or there. So my choices of potential mates in a dating pool were extremely limited. When we moved to New Jersey, it opened up. And me being the curious person that I am, what's that? I want to see what that is. Let me go check that out. And just like that, my preference changed. And it didn't change so much because I've wanted to be married from when I was oh man. I've always dated with the intent to marry. I didn't date just to date. Somewhere on the back of my mind, I was always vetting people for potential mates. Could this be the one? Could she be the person I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with? Let's get back to it.
If he is operating in a space to where he has a broken family, or he's been in a situation where his family is broken and he's not married, then how is it that he can advocate for somebody else to be something that he's not living?
I don't believe that. I don't believe Jimmy Buckets got a snow bunny. I don't believe that. I cannot. I have to see that.
Open your motherfucking eyes. It is what it is. And if he is, so what? What does that have to do with you? What does it have to do with him? Nothing. As I love to say, what does that have to do with the cost of tea in China? Spoiler alert, nothing. Or as I like to say, less than zero. We're going into the negative integers now. But you're pontificating and you're bloviating and you're saying all this stuff. And there are people out there that agree with him and will take his words and do it as they will. But truthfully, he has no place to talk. Will there be people listening to him? Absolutely. But I don't think he should have the platform that he has because I don't think that he's doing it in good faith. Let's go back and really look at some of the statistics here. It is a fact that women look at as much as 75 to 80% of males as unattractive. That's not, that's ew. That's yucky. That's, oh my God, no. And if you happen to be one of those people that unfortunately fall into the yuck, no way category, then what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? You can't do anything because you're stuck in that environment. And when you're stuck in that environment, you have to adapt and deal with the crap you're given. And it's all crap. All of it. The constant day-to-day, the constant rejection. After a while, you get up in the morning thinking, why do I even bother? Why am I going to waste my time, my efforts, and my resources upon people who couldn't care less whether I live or die? And that's what it is. I can hear women go, no, 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 no. You, no, 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 no. Janet Jackson had the perfect song, but we're going to flip it. And she said, he doesn't even know that I'm alive. Well, that's looking at it from his point of view. She doesn't know that he's alive. Oh, he fancies the pants off her. He really likes her. She could care less. She doesn't see him like that. And it could be because she's got a man. Whether it's a boyfriend, a fiancé, or a husband. She has somebody there, so she's not looking. Or it could be because she doesn't find him attractive or desirable. And that's fine. Don't get it twisted. That's fine. You can like who you like. You can rock with who you want to rock with. You can deal with whoever it is that you want to deal with. It comes down to the fact that you must be mindful of the consequences for your actions. Because that guy that you passed up, he might have been the one for you. But you'll never know because you never even thought to give him a chance. And is it fair? No, it's not fair. But it's life. Nobody, and I don't care what anybody says, nobody should be alone. We were designed / created, whatever you want to believe, to be social. Men and women tend to bond for life. Much like many other animals in the animal kingdom. Lions do it. Primates do it. Dolphins do it. They date for life. In the case of lions, it's something different because one lion who's the head of a pride may have 3, 4, 5, 6 females that he goes to impregnate. But still, that's for life. People like Dr. Johnson make me sick. And that's because he wants to feel that he knows more than you do. So he's going to talk and you're going to listen. No, I'm not. Because unlike most of the sheep that he deals with, I've got a mind. I have an opinion. And unlike a lot of people out there, I have life experiences to back it up. Let's get back to the video, please.
I would have to see that to believe that. Nah, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. What about Marcus Smart? I know Jaylen Brown ain't got no bunny. Jaylen Brown seemed like he pretty conscious. I don't think Jaylen Brown got no bunny. Marcus Smart, he not bunny hopping, is he?
Yo, what does what you do on the court have to do with who it is that you date? Hello?
Is Marcus Smart bunny hopping? I don't think so. I'll be shocked if Jaylen Brown, because Jaylen Brown got some consciousness. Tyler Hero got a black queen? Does Tyler Hero really got a black queen? Marcus Smart got a Latina? Is she Afro-Latina or anti-African Latina? Marcus Smart is not with a white woman. She's black. Thank you, broke-ass Negro, for clearing that up. Shout out to the broke-ass Negro. I don't know why you call yourself that. Tyler Hero got a Latina.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. You got your goddamn nerve trying to sit up here and pontificate upon who is conscious and who is not conscious based upon who they date. Get the fuck out of here. Sitting here looking all smug. No. No. I won't. No. Just no. I don't know. I don't know how people like Anton can deal with him. Because he's infuriating. Now, once again, a broken clock is right twice a day. So there will be times when Dr. Johnson will say things, and notice I used the word Dr. Johnson instead of other adjectives that I could use that would be more fit for him right now. But Dr. Johnson could say things that I tend to agree with. But not in this. Not in this at all. Let's get back to it.
Marcus' fiance is mixed. Mixed race African, I'll tolerate that.
Jesus.
I'll tolerate the mixed race African. Ain't nothing.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I'll tolerate it. I'll tolerate it. Who the fuck are you to tolerate anything? Who the fuck are you? I tolerate your smug existence. What I won't tolerate is you talking about other people and bringing them down because of some preconceived notion about consciousness that you may have. I wish a motherfucker would tell me who I'm talking to, who I'm dealing with. I will fuck you up. Here I am trying desperately to be a productive and positive member of society. I am here that's basically giving another avenue of thought, while still acknowledging my history, my heritage, my culture. I am a black man. If you don't think I'm a brother, then check my chromosomes, as Chuck D once said. Check the fucking chromosomes. That has nothing to do with nothing. Who I date, who I talk to, who I spend time with has absolutely nothing to do with my self-worth as a person. Nothing.
Nothing wrong with that. They family. Oh, he got a white Latina. Tyler Hero is with a black girl. They said he's with a Latino. Make up your mind. Is she a black Latino? Jaylen Brown wife Kimberly is white. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I do not believe Jaylen Brown got a white one. No, no way. Jaylen Brown does not have a bunny. It's no way Jaylen Brown got a bunny. No way.
I gotta stop it. Because I feel myself wanting to punch the fucking screen. You may ask, well, if you're that triggered about it, then why'd you play it? Twofold. The first one is simply to show how certain people think. And secondly, it's to prove a point I made earlier. Umar Johnson's a hater. Doesn't matter what he hates. Doesn't matter who he hates. Doesn't matter when he started hating him. Doesn't even matter why he hates him. Just that he hates him. And he's going to talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it some more. I don't think for a moment that Dr. Johnson really cares about what he says. Not in this instance. Because if he did care, he might choose his words a little bit better. I'll tolerate this one dating this one. Newsflash. We don't care what you tolerate. We don't care what you want. We don't care what you need. We don't even care that you're taking up space and wasting valuable oxygen on a misfit like yourself. Nobody cares. At all. You could disappear tomorrow and nobody would miss you outside of your friends and your family. How about that? But I say all that to say this. It doesn't matter who you like. Doesn't matter if they're from your culture or another culture. It doesn't matter whether you date of the same race, same ethnicity or not. If you find that, that's a bonus. More power to you. May you live long and prosper. But it's not the end all be all. Mainly because we like who we like. And you can say what you want. You can be whatever. It doesn't excuse or make any lighter or give any validity to the argument that I'm going to like who I want. And no one's going to tell me otherwise. I've been married come the summertime for about almost 28 years to a white woman who way back in the day thought enough of me to give me a chance. And back then I was on the come up. I had just hit rock bottom and was just starting to figure stuff out and was coming back up. If I hadn't met her and I didn't marry her, who knows where I'd be? Who knows? I might still be in New York. I wouldn't have gone to the places I've gone. I wouldn't have met the people I've met and lived the life that I've lived. The good, the bad, and the indifferent. Those things made me who I am. And I won't let anyone take that from me. Not without a fight. Excuse me. Dating outside your race is a personal choice. It's something that should be weighed with the utmost of care. I remember when we were seriously dating, and I brought her around my father's place. Actually, no. Before that, when we were talking, my father and I were talking about dating, stuff like that, my father told me, he said, Owen, date who you want to date. Just be mindful that dating outside your race will incur certain things happening. Which is a very fancy way of saying, stay woke. Keep your head on a swivel. Be mindful of where you go. Be mindful of who you talk to. Because not everybody's out there for your best interests. Or deeper still, although you shouldn't have to, always be ready to defend your choices. You shouldn't have to, but be ready to defend them. Just be mindful. But don't let him, Dr. Johnson, or anybody try to sway you one way or another. Because at the end of the day, it's you that has to live that life. It is you that has to wake up next to the other person. No, not Dr. Johnson, not me, not anybody. You do. If they make you happy, then fine. Be with them. They're making you happy. That's what it really comes down to. They make me happy. So I'll invest in this. Coming up in future installments of this podcast, I'm going to touch on other things that are relevant today, like the whole red pill movement. And where I see myself in that movement. I think that you're not going to want to miss that episode because it's not what you think it's going to be. Not at all. And with that, we've come to the end of yet another episode of In Real Life or IRL. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We do this in the power of 5. 5, 5, 5, 5. Like, comment, subscribe, notify via notification bell, share. So simple, yet they have such far reach. The YouTube algorithms will pick up on it, notice it, and disseminate it to more and more people. Maybe we'll get a like out of it. Maybe we'll get a subscriber out of it. Maybe we'll get a follower. Maybe we'll get somebody who wants to take it to the next step and actually donate. And the donations are below in the comment in the description. If you can, go for it. And as always, this is OBJ. This was In Real Life. And deuces.